What's going on, guys? On today's episode of Wisconsin Fisherman, we're going to talk about the old boat and exactly the whole layout of it, and basically just give you a rundown of it. I've had a couple people ask for a boat tour, so here is your boat tour. This is an Alumacraft Competitor 165, so it's 16.5 feet long. It is a tiller, obviously there's no steering wheel. But starting out, like up in the super front, there is, there's a little storage box right here. And usually what I keep down in here is the foot pedal for the trolling motor. I always use the hand control, so I'm never really using the foot control, just as a backup if the battery dies in this or whatnot. I always have the foot control in there. Also the navigation light for the front right here that goes in the hole. Navigation lights in there. There's a little light up in the front here. You do have a spot for a seat in the front like any boat would have. This is some more storage here. We got like a broken half paddle in here because you never know, you're always gonna need a paddle. Some water, boat bumpers, fishing stuff. Pretty nice big storage. On the other side we have the life jackets, the throwable cushion, and the 2-bank charger to charge the batteries for the trolling motor. And we have our standard 2 smaller compartments that are just tackle boxes and other random things. And then the awesome part is the center rod storage. This is our center rod storage. On the top you can see it says max foot of 7 rods on the top and 6 foot on the bottom. Now if this boat were a 17.5 foot competitor, an 18.5 foot competitor, you do get longer rod center storage because of, obviously it's a longer boat. But for the longer rods over on the side, these are 8-foot tubes. So usually if we're kind of doing a whole day of random fishing, I'll put my bigger rods in like a pike rod or a musky rod. And conveniently enough, the spacing from here to there is perfect for the old fly rod to go in, and hoping to get a video of this pretty soon if I can figure out some fish that want to bite it. But yeah, that kind of fits right down in there. And then we do have more pedestals in the floor for moving the chair around or more people. And the newer boats all come with like radios plumbed into them from the factory. That's just how it is. I did put a speaker in here, but I haven't wired any head unit to it yet. So I'm gonna sneak to the back of the boat, do a little switcheroo here. At the captain's station, you have your standard bilge pump, aerator, navigation lights, horn, and interior lights. There's a live well light inside the live well, and then the light up front. But I did also put a dimmer switch in, so it can basically dim high and low for when you're out night fishing. That's basically an Amazon rope light for like 20 bucks, and I stuck the rope light up underneath the railing. Running the Helix 10 Gen 2, so it's not the newest technology that's out there, but it definitely does still work. It's pretty awesome. There's a grab handle here for the captain as you're going along, and tillering. You can hold on to the big, if you get some big waves, I usually just grab onto the edge of the boat. The live well, come check this out. So back here, this is, I think it's an 18-gallon live well. There's always going to be a little bit of, stuff in your water in your live well, depending on, the weight of your boat. But pretty nice live well. And then back over here, I have a little tackle box, and then that's your starting battery up front in the underneath the rod locker. I'll actually show you that pretty quick here. We'll jump back up to the front in the rod locker. This is where your down in here is where, it's kind of hard with the poles in there, but your 2 12-volt batteries in there, which make for your 24-volt system for your trolling motor. And as I was saying, the bank charger, this basically, all you fishing freaks are gonna know that this plugs into a regular wall or extension cord, and that charges up your trolling motor batteries every time. They do make 3-bank chargers if you had the 36-volt, or if you have 2 and then charge your starting battery, which is pretty awesome. I kind of wish I had that so it would all do it together. But that's basically it. There is, back in the back here, there is another port for the 24-volt. It goes both ways, front or back. So if I had a 24-volt, little tiller, the Vantage, or any type of transom mount trolling motor, I could have it back there. Gas fills over there. This has a 18 gallon gas tank. And what else is there? You got the cleats along the side, you know, there's 3 sets on these, and we always seem to get the net stuck on these darn things. You can't get away from that. What else? Wave whackers. Those are the like clear things. That is for when we're going in reverse or the waves are splashing up and over. You'll get a lot of water in if you don't have those. That just helps keep the water out. So the main thing is I find out a lot of times if I'm like backing up from the boat landing and the wind's blowing in at the boat landing, that really saves you from getting wet. If you do have a tiller style. Obviously if you're steering wheel, you won't need that probably. This is a Yamaha. This whole boat is actually a 2013. I should have mentioned that a little earlier. So, and all the way up to 2020, they're basically identical. The only difference is going to be, you know, the vinyl interior versus carpet interior, and then, you know, you're getting a full radio system plumbed in, and just a couple little things like that, but pretty much the same boats. And what I have for a motor running this boat, guys, is the Yamaha. This is a 70 horse. This is the F70 LA. So it's the lightweight 70. Basically, it's the small block. When you hit the Yamaha 75 horse and 90 horse, that's the big block motor. But you're going to see relatively about 4 miles an hour less than the 75 with this motor because it's so lighter than the 75. But if you have a 75 and 90 and they're saying block, get the 90. That's just a tip. That's the next step. This is paid for, so gonna hold on to it for maybe another year or 2 here before we can upgrade to that big 185 competitor. And then up front on the trolling motor, that is an Altera trolling motor. So basically the thing that I like about it is we can get out on the lake, I can start putzing with poles, and the Altera is a completely self-deploying trolling motor. You basically push one button. This is an old style, so it's a 1 button, but the new ones are like double tap. So as I just hit that, it's going up right now. So it completely comes back down, locks into place. The only thing we have to do to that at the boat landing is plug it in and turn it on. Once I get out on the lake, like I said, just 2 clicks on the remote, beep beep, and she launches, and then you can just hit the spot lock and it's going to keep you right there. Again, that's the Altera. It's a 24 volt, that's an 80 pound. Again, they make all sorts of variations for that stuff. The light for the back. This is the only downfall about the 165 competitor, is it is always right here open on the rail. There's really nowhere to put this unless you stick it in your rod holder. It's always going to come right here. That's just where it's at from factory. And then this net holder was on here since I've got the boat, so I haven't messed with it. I rarely use it, sometimes when we're going across the lake. But that's about it. I think we covered everything. Guys, if you have any other comments about the boat that I didn't point out, if you have one or know somebody that does, throw it in the comments so people can check those comments out. And like always, stay tuned for the next video. And if you have any anything you want to see us do for a video, just leave it in the comments. Like always, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time.